You know you heard it, you just can't believe that he actually said it. Happy Saturday morning. Welcome back to Occupy Democrats. In this breaking story, Donald Trump has for many, many years now said the "I can't believe that" part out loud. And yet, it still amazes most all of us of the things that actually come out of his mouth. Because in this breaking story, when you have a president who just literally doesn't seem to care anything about the rule of law or anything that he's lived his own life by since he was a kid, since his father and his father was a kid, it kind of blows your mind. Yet the story I'm going to show you in just a few seconds, it's going to blow your mind because of what actually comes out of his mouth. I'm going to get to that in just a few seconds. But this is part of the issue with Donald Trump is he doesn't want to treat anyone else the way he wants to be treated, that sort of thing, hypocrite. And then at the same time, all he does is whine and cry about how poorly he's been treated. Remember this particular statement he made at a rally? Take a quick listen to Donnie talk about, "Oh, poor me." Check this out.
Now I want to take this opportunity to give you some advice. Over the course of your life, you will find that things are not always fair. You will find that things happen to you that you do not deserve and that are not always warranted. But you have to put your head down and fight, fight, fight. Never, ever, ever give up. Things will work out just fine. Look at the way I've been treated lately, especially by the media. No politician in history, and I say this with great surety, has been treated worse or more unfairly. You can't let them get you down. You can't let the critics and the naysayers get in the way of your dreams. Adversity makes you stronger. Don't give in, don't back down, and never stop doing what you know is right. Nothing worth doing ever came easy. And the more righteous your fight, the more opposition that you will face.
There you go. Couple of key things he says. Life's not fair. Things are going to work out if you just fight, fight, fight. And once again, the same old story by Donald Trump. Nobody in history has ever been treated worse than me. Oh, I don't know. How about in this breaking story, Donald, we talk about how you actually treat other people. How about that part? Because what you just said out loud is clearly and literally the difference between living in a state of martial law versus the United States of America, because you just threw away the Constitution with what came out of your mouth. Take a listen to this breaking story here.
We're having a very hard time with judges because they don't want people to be moved out of the country. Shockingly, nobody's ever had this before, no other president. There's never been a time when this has ever become an issue, where they talk about due process, when you have millions of people that you're moving out that are really bad people, very dangerous people, and you have a judge that wants every single one of them to have a trial. So they want us to have millions of trials, therefore. And how long does the trial take? Weeks? Trial can take weeks. That's not what it's about. That's not what our country's about. And that's not what I got elected on. And these are judges that just want to, show how big and important they are. They're local federal judges, and they shouldn't be allowed to do it. We have hundreds of thousands of people that we want to get out of the country. And the courts are holding us back. Some judge that nobody ever heard of is holding us back.
We have judges who want all these people to have trials. Yeah, weird, right? What are we going to do? Millions and millions of trials. Well, they happen every year, Donald. They happen all the time. It's funny. You might remember some trials because you've actually been the subject of some of the trials. There's a lot of things you could do. I don't know, maybe you could choose to not play golf for a little while and use some of the money saved to pay some extra judges to actually provide due process, Donald. Whether you're guilty or not, we determine that people are guilty in this country, even though those decisions aren't always necessarily correct. That's what we do. That's what this country does. You don't get to play judge and jury because, oh my goodness, wouldn't a jury of your peers like to put you away? And ironically, on a couple of occasions, they already have, metaphorically. Don't forget, you've been impeached twice, my brother. So it's hard to believe that we have a president who actually just said, gee, what a shame we have all these silly judges and no president in history before has ever had to deal with that. You make it sound like there's been 17 decades that have occurred just since Biden left office and you took it back over, or Obama had left office and you stepped in. Yeah, they've all dealt with it. You're not special. You guys have a beautiful weekend. Hang in there and stay frosty.